So I tag the significance from certificate to competence. We're working on the slides coming up very soon. Please pardon me, I'm a little bit under the weather. I'm sure we heard our testimony. So this career talk is by somebody who just came back to life. Yeah, so I'd like to first of all congratulate us on being here and for being part of those that are privileged to be in this meeting. I would like us to, as small as the person who is taking this session, and there are a lot that have been put into place for us to get this much that will be shared. So please, let's not underestimate the value of the content that will be released today, because a lot will be said. We have survived a lot of things, yes. For each of us to be here, it means that we've had our fair share of school, and we have crossed so many hurdles. We have met deadlines, jammed us initially, we jammed, we became undergraduates, we became freshers, then we became stellites, then we became graduates, and then here we are now. So now certificate is no longer something that we chase anymore, because to a large extent, each of us have our fair share of that. So now that certificate is a thing of the past, now what is the next line of action? Competence is the new certificate, and I would say that graduation is not the end, but is the beginning of becoming valuable to the world. So, thank you. So, the BSc, ND, HND, or whatever that you have is not just a certificate of what you've done, but a certificate for what you will continue to do. So let me put it this way. The certificate that we have is an invitation to start learning again. One of the things that Pastor Ajagun said during the second service, he said that the illiterate of today is not somebody who does not know how to read and write, but somebody who does not know how to unlearn, relearn, and who does not know how to, can we say it again? Learn, unlearn, and relearn. So if you are someone who does not know how to learn, unlearn, and relearn, then you can be tagged as an illiterate. I'll just quickly give us a background story for that. When I was coming into the career world, or when I was younger, my mom would always say that if you're calling somebody and you call the person just once, it means that you're not serious. You're not interested in passing a communication to the person. So my mom's belief is that if you're calling her, you call her the first time, it means that you are notifying her that I want to call you. The second time is for her to look for where her phone is. Maybe it's in the bag or wherever. And then the third time, yes, then you are sincere about calling her. That was my mom's belief growing up. And I had that belief in me all through. Until I started working. And the first boss I had believed that if you call him the first time, okay, probably he didn't see his phone. And then by the time you call him the second time, that should be enough. And then I grew up, worked with other people, and I was told also that just call me once, that's fine. Until I met another boss, who, by the time his phone is ringing, you see, by the time the phone rings that the second time, who is that person disturbing me? Who is that person calling now, calling? You know how you're calling somebody just once, but because it is ringing to him, he believes that you are calling him. So to him, he believes, just give me a beep. If it is important, I will call you back when I'm ready. And if it is not, bye-bye. So my point of this story is that at each stage of my life, I had to relearn, unlearn, and relearn. If I continue with the fact that I have to use calling somebody 3 times to continue all through, obviously, I won't be a good fit for all of these places we have worked. And now, the same thing too for me. There are some people that, now that's where the wisdom now comes in. There are some people that when I want to call, I just drop them a beep. That's enough. There are some people, if I know that you have the capacity to call back, once I call you once, I believe that you should be able to call me back when you are available. If I know you don't have the capacity to call back, then I probably might call you twice. If it is an emergency, that is the only time you see me calling you 3 times. So in your chasing of unlearning and relearning, you should have the wisdom to apply what you've learned at different times. So something that you learned does not mean that it should overshadow all that you've learned in the past. Do we understand? Are we together? All right, so moving straight into this, in school we believe that success is equals to grades. And sorry, our slides will be coming up very soon. Just please hold on with that. In school we believe that success is equals to grades, but in life, success is about value. Success is equal to value in life. And the marketplace does not pay for certificates, it pays for solution. Now, why am I here? What gives me the capacity to be able to talk about things like this? Now, let me give us a background story about the person who is talking to us. Now, my name is Ayooluwa Oladele, and I'm popularly known as Mr. 10X. And the reason is that I like to 10X everything I do. For every opportunity you give to me, I always do way and beyond. The first time I was going to hold a camera in my life, a photo camera in my life, I wouldn't go boss with the long story. But the very first time I would hold a photo camera in my life, it was in a program here in Impact House some years ago. And we invited an MC, a very big person. If I mentioned his name, a lot of us here might know him, to anchor the program that year. And in that program, the man reached out to me. He had not seen a single picture I snapped. He reached out to me and collected my number, and he said he would like me to be his official photographer. Oh, guys, you get hope. You've not seen a single picture, but he just felt that the way I was holding this camera, this guy must be a professional. How many of us have seen me hold video cameras? Do you like the way I hold them? Do you like the way I'm talking now? I always like to put 10x into everything I do. That's me, naturally. I cannot do anything that you will not like it even before you see the result. Now, that's competence. I will still talk a lot about some other things. But what gives me the capacity to be able to teach us about career and not just motivational speaking is that I sit on the board of 6 companies as their HR and business strategist. Some of us here have connected some of us to companies that I've worked with. And for every company that I've worked with, I didn't start from low level. Even from immediately I finished school. I remember immediately I finished school, and my very first job, I was IT manager for NTA. Not because they had seen me work, but because Mr. 10X. Anywhere I get to, I like to dominate. So, if we're talking about anything today, please hold it on, is it the left hand now that is the important part? Don't I say you will not use it to eat. All right, so as you step into or as we move in the career world, don't just ask questions of where can I work, but ask questions of what problems can I solve. The career world does not care about our certificates, does not care about our abilities. It cares about just one thing: your ability to solve problems. And I'm saying this wholeheartedly and sincerely. Just your ability to solve problems. My first official job, I was employed as IT and admin manager. And within 2 months, I was promoted to become the company's PRO. And in no time, I think I almost became something like the general manager. I probably was 22 or 23 at the time. And the reason is, when there's a problem with the staff, I'm right in front of the staff trying to mediate. I'm always When I'm talking to the staff, I'm representing the company. When I'm talking to the management, I'm representing the staff. So both the management and the staff, they love me. Because when I go back to report what the staff said to the management, they'll say, "Ah, you defended us like this." When I go back to meet the staff to tell them what I discussed with the management, they say, "Ah, yes, Mr. Ewa." So we are still coming to that. There's a thing called the workplace politics. And we're going to talk about that very soon. So it is okay, truly, for you not to have everything figured out now. No one truly does at the very beginning. Nobody actually gets it figured out just yet. But the goal is to stay curious and to keep learning and to keep showing up. So what are the things that really pay off? What does the world of work, what does the career world really reward? I'll call them the three C's. There are three C's that the career world rewards. And the career world, whether it is your employer or your client, there are just three C's that they reward. Now, what gives me the ability to be able to talk about these three C's? I said I sit on the board of 6 companies, and give or take, I probably must have reviewed not less than, with all humility, not less than 2,000 CVs over the last maybe 5 or 6 years. I've reviewed CVs for companies in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria. And I've recruited for companies and for staff that their salary, their 1 month salary is probably more than my 6 months intake. So I'm not just recruiting people for low level salary. There are some people that answer yes sir to me that their salary can take care of my family for months. All right, so before I go to the three C's, I'll just say briefly, skills are more important than certificates. That's number one. Take that on one side. Number two is that your attitude, it beats your, I don't know if I should call it aptitude, the ability to solve math or whatever. And then number three is consistency. At every time and any time, beats talent. You see all those three on one side. Now talk about the three C's. When any recruiter, any employer, anybody is looking to employ anybody, there are just three things that we look out for. Number one is competence. Now, competence simply means, can you do the job? Can you do the job? If you're not writing, please, I would encourage you to, one way or the other. Competence is, can you do the job? Everybody wants somebody that can do the job for them. I have a staff, and one of the things that I look out for anybody that wants to recruit for my own company is somebody that can do my job the way I will do it. And that is what every employer is looking out for. Somebody who can do the job the way they will do it. That's competence. So can you do your job the way your boss will do it? Number two is character. Now, we know that you can do the job, but can we trust you to do it right at all times? Now, that's character. Character is consistently doing the job right. We don't want to trust you to do the job well now, and then when we are no longer there, it's a different story completely. That's number two for the three C's. And then number three, which is one of the most underestimated value that everybody, every staff does not get to understand. And let me tell you this sincerely, under God. I've been in interview sessions, both physically. Please, I would really like us to listen to this number three. I've been in interview sessions, both physically and virtually, that A person ticks all the dots, has all the certificates, all the skills, has everything, but there's just something about that person. Some people will say it's spiritual, but I've come to discover that it's not just spiritual. Now, the third C is chemistry. Chemistry is the most important value or attribute that you must have in any organization. Now, what does chemistry mean? Can we work with you without stress? It's simple. Can we work with you without stress? They must be, you see, if you don't have the skill, you don't have the character, but I know that this person in Yoruba will say, "Uma for coming back there," I most likely want to work with you. So the third C is probably the most important of them all. I would teach us briefly on how to get our chemistry together with our employer, very briefly. And then I came up with this quote some time ago, and I would like for us to hold it also in our left hand, which is, your boss is God. Yeah? Your HR is goddess, and your customer is king. I'll say it again. Your boss is God, your HR is goddess, your customer is king. Can we repeat it again? Can we say it one more time? All right, so what does this mean? Your boss is God. It means that, how many of us have seen God before? Treat your boss as God. Whether your boss is in sight, in view or not, work as though you are accountable to your boss at every time. Whether you are at home, whether you are at work, always work with your integrity intact. A boss would always respect a staff. I'm not saying this because there's this shout to work-life balance, different stories and all the rest like that. But I'll tell you something sincere, that there is no boss that sends a message to you by 1 a.m. and gets a response from you by 1:01 that will not talk about you in the next stand-up meeting. There is no boss that does not recognize your ability to work under inconveniences. And what is working with God? Working with God is working in inconveniences, right? Like myself, I shouldn't be here. By all means, I was on oxygen tanks, not one, yesterday, day before yesterday. Yesterday, I've even lost track of time. It felt like a lifetime in the hospital. It's not something, I wish on my worst enemies. And the whole point of this my story, is the reason why I'm here is a service unto God and because I want to pass value. So if what you're doing is at every time to your boss as though you're doing it to God, then definitely you're going to enjoy your career world. Now, the next is HR is goddess. Women are to be respected. Women are to be, there is servitude. There is, sorry, our state pastor is coming, so I'm already distracted. So respect systems, respect people, especially decision makers. Okay. Respect people, respect systems, respect decision makers. And honor opens doors better than skill. I've been in organizations where a gateman is more influential than the manager. There is a school that I know of, that the woman in the talk shop that's the woman that sells biscuits, has more influence in that school than the principal. I'm not saying this for clout. I'm saying this is fact. Appreciate it, sir. Let's celebrate our state transfer, sir. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, sir. Yes, sir. So as I was saying, we have been I've been in systems where seemingly less important people have more power than people that are seemingly important. So honor should cut across vertically, upward, should cut across sideways, and should cut across downwards. If your organizations, there are some organizations I work with where we call each other by first names, whether it is, you say whatever the name, no matter how old the person is, we call the person by first name. But wisdom, the Bible says, is what? It's profitable to do what? To direct. There are some organizations that I know that this person is old enough to be my father. And I'm expected to call the person by first name. And every other person calls, there's one, calls the man by first name. But what do I do? Oga, you cannot hold me for giving somebody a nickname. Oga, chief, my boss. Wisdom is profitable to direct. So the third is customer is what? So whether your customer now in this place can mean whether it is actually a customer or your team members, your supervisor, treat everybody with loyalty. Treat everybody with loyalty. Excellence in service is the fastest route to promotion. Speaking about excellence, I was informed about this training on Wednesday, and by Thursday, I started doing my prepare my slides. Unfortunately, by Thursday evening, I fell ill. I needed to do my PowerPoint, and unfortunately, it's not up now. I know that because it is Mr. Tenex, I cannot but always give the best at all times. There's a slogan I have, and it is for media people. A lot of media people here would know. The list is the what? That's the slogan. The list is the best. So at every point in time, let that be your mantra too. Excellence should be the least. So no matter what you're doing, I was on sick bed when I was preparing this slide because I felt like, how will I just come and just speak and it should just be normal, right? But now, is the story not sweet that I'm telling you that I was on a sick bed and then I did a slide? Is it not sweet? If I told you that I was on a sick bed, so because of that, I could not do the slide, would it not look like, of course, we expect that, right? So going the extra mile at the workplace would always make you stand out at every point in time. People love to hear sad stories. People love to pity you. But the sweetest part about pity stories is that when excellent story comes out of it. Yeah? The rain fell. Because of that, you came 7:49 instead of 7:55. That's a sweet story. But the rain fell, you now resumed 8:20 instead of 8 o'clock. Okay, to the YF. Okay, I'll probably do that later. I might distract. Check Google Drive and share. Okay, so at this point, I would also love to. There's a conference, or there's an. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what we're trying to. Uh, then everybody can. Yes, sir. All right. All right. Okay. So I've been mandated to sit. All right. So like we know, in case you don't know, I have an initiative called 10x Your Profits. So I'll use this opportunity to also advertise it. We have a physical conference coming up in November 8th, and we have some great and wonderful people that will be there. The link is on the slide. You probably see it, and I'd like to encourage us to join. It's going to be fun. It's free, at least for November 8th. Next year is going to be a paid session. It's a pre-conference, and next year, by God's grace, we're bringing in Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. I think we can celebrate. But for this year, it's free, and we'd love for you to join. We'll be bringing in a couple of great guys who can do their work. Okay, so moving on. What are some of the common mistakes that we make when, as young adults, moving on in our career world? Number one is waiting for a perfect job. There is nothing really called a perfect job. Yeah? There's nothing really called a perfect job. You only keep growing. Go and find out everybody in every system, whether it is a business or it's a church, there is nobody that has it all together. I don't want to use, the normal word will say nobody has their SHIC together. Yeah? Oh, okay, great. So nobody has their stuff together. Everybody is building up. So start with what's available. Most times, small doors lead to great opportunities. Common mistakes. Okay, so the next mistake that we make is that most times, a lot of us, and truly speaking, unfortunately, this cuts across a large number of Nigerians, is that we choose salary over skill. Unfortunately, let me share this with us, that for a young adult who is just starting up in the career world, if you have the opportunity to choose between salary and skill, please choose skill at all times. This is why. If you choose salary over skill, over time, your salary will drop to your level of knowledge. If you get employed into a company that all of a sudden starts paying you, I'm not party to somebody who says, no, start from 20,000 naira. No, if you can get a job of 200 million, all well and good. But is that your level of knowledge? Is that your knowledge level? Because if you lose that 200 million naira job, are you sure that your knowledge level will get you another 200 million naira job? Do we understand? Or was that 200 million naira job just a fluke? Do we understand that analogy? For example, I could have an influential uncle who just puts me into an organization, and then that organization is just paying me millions of money. But does my knowledge level keep me at that level at all times? So as much as possible, when you develop skill, automatically salary will follow. Money is an idea. I don't want to go into that one. Money is not real. It's just an idea. But you see, skill is the most important and the tangible asset that we need. So focus on learning before earning. The value you build early multiplies your future income. Thank you. Now, God's perfect system is humans. God's perfect system is humans. So, the most important thing that any man or any human being can have is a good network. Whether it is at school, at work, in church, anywhere, network is the most important thing. So one of the common mistakes that we make is not building network, especially because I had my own fair share of that mistake too. We probably we've prioritized academics, prioritized school, and all the rest like that. So because of that, we don't prioritize friends. Your friends today, your connections today, or how do they say that thing? Your friends today will become your children's connection tomorrow. There's a way they say things like that. I went to probably one of the most expensive universities in Nigeria, and I did not milk the opportunity I had because presently I don't have so many friends in that network because I was more concentrated on school, on knowledge, on book knowledge. But now, the number of connections that I've met, anytime I go for a conference, whether it is a free conference or a paid conference, I don't go there to learn alone. As a matter of fact, the least thing I go there for is to listen to what they have to say. The most important thing I go there for is that I want to meet with all of these speakers. I want them to know my name. I want to know their name. I want to have their contacts. I want them to have my contacts. Once I do that, that conference is successful already. So building network is the most important thing that you should have. So don't make that mistake at any point in time. So men are made for men. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right. So we will get the slide in the group. Sorry about the. Okay. So how do you network? All right. So like I said maybe I should be. Let me be a little bit more practical. I have quite a lot, and I don't want to exceed my time. But let me just quickly share a background story. I went to Goa University, and I have friends now that own companies, and some of those companies, they are companies that we use their products. They are my friends, but I've not been able. I didn't see the opportunity then. Now, part of the lead software digital manager, whatever, developer for Africa in Facebook was my classmate. One of the network analysts, the global analyst for Middle East for Amazon was my classmate. Now, these were people that I would have tagged my friends then, but I don't have their contact. We don't relate anymore as much. So now this is it. There's a book, Mr. 10X. At the beginning of this year, I put out something on my status and I said, how many books are we reading this year? And my intention was that the highest number of books anybody was going to read, normally that would be what, as you see, the number of books that I was going to read, right? But as Mr. 10X, overdo, they always do. I didn't do that. I said, the highest number of books anybody is going to read this year, I'm going to do what? I'm going to multiply by 10. And that's what I'm going to read. And the highest person that responded to my status said 35 books. How many books am I meant to read this year? 350 books. We are in October. You can ask me how many books I've read. Okay. I've read a lot. A lot. I've not gotten to half of that number, but I'm very close to it. Very, very close to it. Somebody saw me today and said, this time I'm sure it is the books that you are reading that made you to collapse. So that's how much. Anyway, how? There's a book I would recommend that we should read, How to Influence Friends, How to Make Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. He said something, everything that you have in your mind is happening to somebody else. If you are feeling awkward about meeting somebody, that person is also feeling awkward about meeting you. Now, I'm Mr. 10X. some of us here might have wanted to have the privilege of connecting with me. I started TikTok. My social media handle is the same thing everywhere at Ayooluwa.Oladele everywhere. And I started TikTok just one day. My wife is here. And somebody just reached out to me and said, I like how you post content. My wife is here. That day, I did somersault because I felt like me. Who am I that somebody likes like content that to me is nonsense? So my point is, as much as there were other people I was looking out to, I did an interview for a company. I was to do an interview for a company on Friday, the day I was ill. Now, one of the people that they interviewed out, because I'm part of the board of that company, and the person, they were now introducing me in absentia that the business strategist is not around, and then his name is popularly known as Mr. 10X. His name is, and they just said, the lady mentioned, I saw it on the group. They said, the lady mentioned my name before they mentioned it. So meaning that, wow, that means she knows me even before. Now, how? It's simple. Have an idea, have a plan, have a target. My target is that before the end of this year, I want to meet 50 influential people. It is dumb for you to say you want to meet 50 influential people and you're sitting down on your bed. It doesn't make sense. How do you meet 50 influential people? The easiest way to meet 50 influential people is go for conferences where there are influential people, right? I listed some people I wanted to see. I said, let me be practical. I said I wanted to see the CEO of Essence. I said I wanted to meet the CEO of Wura Fadaka. I said I wanted to meet the CEO. I wanted to meet Shola Raman. I wanted to meet the CEO of EVC. I said I wanted to meet the CEO of CGP. I mentioned a few companies, the CEO of House 12, and the different companies like that. So anywhere I see conferences where any of these people are, I shook it. And as much as they're talking about everything and everything exciting and insightful in that conference, at any opportunity that I see that, like say Shola Rahman don't go one piece, I'm going out. And you see, everybody loves to be loved. This is my simple tactic. This is what I use. Ah, good afternoon, sir. It's because of you I came for this conference. Ah, you don't steal their heart. It's simple. They are awkward. It feels awkward to them as somebody is approaching them. Just the way it feels awkward to you that you're approaching them. Yeah? So forget the awkwardness. Who know you? Like a lot of times, one of the major problems that we have is pride. Who know you? 1 million people never know you. So humble yourself. Yeah? So does that answer how? To an extent. All right. So the most important thing, have a plan. You want to get their contact. Now, this is the easy way for them to make sure, not just to collect their contact. Collecting their contact is nonsense. But them having your contact, that's the most important thing. So you collect their contact. Please, can I get your contact, sir? You collect, you dial. We are in Nigeria. We are young adults. Wisdom should give you sense that you should have recharged your phone before you go to them. You should not going to be saying that, it seems I'm out of airtime. So you get there, you dial their number. That's your phone is ringing, sir. And you can store it as, or should I even store it? Sir, look at how I stored it. Ayooluwa Oladele. Store it, always store your name with your first name and your last name. Don't just store Ayooluwa. They might have so many Ayooluwas. And then you can now put maybe that conference. So you can say Ayooluwa Oladele YAF. You get? And as much as possible in 24 hours or less than 24 hours, send them a WhatsApp message thanking them for the opportunity to get their number. Once they can respond, you guys have started a relationship. It's as simple as that. All right, so. Okay, common mistakes that young adults make is that we stay invisible. I already spoke about that briefly now, which is a lot of us are too shy to share about our story. Be public on LinkedIn, be public on Instagram, be public on TikTok, be public everywhere. Choose something that you like, no matter how ridiculous it is, and just become an authority at it. Just choose anything, whether it is earrings, or it is clothes, or it is trees, or it is weather, or it is Not no matter how ridiculous it is. Somebody posted a video of how to boil eggs and got over 1 million views on YouTube. Who doesn't know how to boil egg? What is there any specialty in knowing how to boil egg? No. So just make sure that there's an impression of you. Don't stay hidden. Not at all. Not in this age. Not in this time. So visibility is one of the easiest way to attract opportunity. All right. So I'll be moving to how to explore your path. There are five basic ways, five basic paths that we need to follow at this present stage. And the number one is employment. And in this employment, that's you getting a job. Now, the most important thing, I said I was going to talk about this earlier, that workplace politics. It is wisdom that tells you that there is politics in every workplace. You and I can get to an organization at the same time, and within 3 months, I will have a higher position than you. This is not about competence or skill. This is about competence, about politics. In every organization, there is politics, whether you like it or not. You were recruited into politics. The most important thing you should do when you get into any workplace is to look for that politics and harness it. Take advantage of that politics. Forget Christianity, forget religion. There are politics. There are some people that you must like for you to get promoted easily. There are some people that you must be their boy before your salary can be shot up fast. There are some people that if you mistakenly step on their foot, you will never be promoted in that organization. Understand workplace. See, workplace politics is the most important thing that you can take advantage of in any organization, in any career. And one of the strongest and the most important people in workplace politics is HR. Who is your HR? The HR manager. Your HR manager should be your best friend. From time to time, you are just strolling on the streets, buy a range of 100 naira, 200 naira, just give to HR. HR, they are one of the most important set of people in any organization. So understand workplace politics. That's one of the parts that you can go to. The second part is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, obviously, we know starting a business. The wisdom of entrepreneurship is that you should start small. We always hear it, start small. But as much as it will start small, please start smart, start excellent. And then the third is freelancing. There are so many opportunities for us to freelance. If you have a skill, you can use Upwork, you could use Fiverr. There are so many opportunities like that. Freelance, show your skill, start making little money from your skill. A lot of us, if I ask us, do we all know Fiverr? Is there anybody that doesn't know Fiverr here? Is there anybody that doesn't know Fiverr? Is there anybody who is not on Fiverr here? If you are not on Fiverr, raise up your hand. Okay, so Malaka, why are you not on Fiverr? No, sincerely, just like one or two sentences, just quickly. Your business doesn't pertain to it. Okay, why are you not on Fiverr? Your business does not pertain. Why are you not on Fiverr? You don't know. Why are you not on Fiverr? Why are you not on Fiverr? Why are you not on Fiverr? Huh? Oh, are you on Fiverr? We are not. Okay, so there is a mindset that is always wrong, which is what kills everybody. We feel that we don't have what it takes for us to. But do you know that you never can know? I started a 153-day challenge of posting consistently on all of my social media platforms, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, and all the rest like that. Now, 153 days. I think I just got to 54 days, and I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm worn out. But here's the background story of this. Some of this content gets 0 views. Some of them get 1,000 views. I have 74 content out there, at least as of now. One of them, my blow. None of them, my blow. But I can't know unless I've what? I've tried. So, putting yourself out there on Fiverr, on Upwork, you might blow, you might not blow. But if you don't try, the result is definite. You will not blow. You cannot. Exactly. So, put yourself out there. Whether you blow or you will not blow, just do it, right? Okay, so the fourth part to learn that we should access is further learning. So as much as possible, you heard Pastor Ajagun say today that we should take short courses, we should get certified, get as many courses related to what you like and enjoy doing. Then this last one is very, very important. We don't take it to heart like that, which is volunteering. Volunteering is one of the easiest ways to get into the heart of any HR. Volunteering. Once we can see volunteering in your CV, that you volunteered with an organization, automatically say, oh, so you've worked with a company without collecting salary. Wow. It means that this person, see, it's normal. I've worked with organizations that like to recruit 90% of their staff to become members. Why? Because core members are cheap labor. These things are workplace politics. You would employ a core member, a copper, and you can pay a copper 20,000 naira, 30,000 naira, and you hide under the guise that the person is a copper. It's a role that you are meant to pay somebody 250,000 for. You pay the person 20,000 naira, and you employ maybe 30 people. These things, they happen. And this is what happens in the career world. So understanding it and analyzing it, taking advantage of it, is the most important thing that can help us in any aspect of our career lives. All right, so moving forward, whatever path that you choose, just make sure that you choose it as a journey of growth, not just for survival. So I'm rounding off already. I mentioned earlier, I said the next now is that you should build your personal brand and build it early. The fact is that people have an opinion of you, whether you like it or not. Whether you choose it or not, people have an opinion of you. Now, the most important thing is that do you want people's opinion of you to become the real opinion of you? Or you want your own opinion of yourself to supersede what people think of you? I don't know if I made sense with that. Whether you are doing anything or not, people have an opinion of you. People will see you because you are fair, you are lazy. People will see you because you are dark, you are poor. People will see you that because you are a lazy, you are a lady, you are weak. People will see you that because you are a man and you have muscle, then you should be able to you should carry weight. So people have an impression of you. But do you want people's impression of you to become the only impression of you? Or you have an impression of yourself that you love for people to have of you or to know of you? I am Ayooluwa Oladele, and I'm popularly known as Mr. 10X. That's the impression that I like. And everywhere I go to, I talk about it, Mr. 10X. That's the impression of me that I like, and that's the impression of me that I want you to have of me. So if you're living here today now, you probably might not even remember Ayooluwa Oladele, but you definitely remember what? Mr. 10X. And that's what is important to me. So your opinion of yourself should be more important than people's impression of you. So before you start your first job, start building an impression. And this, just quickly take me to your CV. Your CV is your first representation of you in your career world. So if you're going to get a job, I'll recommend that you spend lengthy hours on doing a proper CV. I'll recommend that you do lengthy hours on doing a proper CV. Now, once your CV is on point, most likely you're already getting the job. I've met with a few I've done interviews for different organizations where eventually the person that didn't have good enough CV might have been the best person for that role, but there's no way we would have known. It is only the people that have good CVs that we call. So there was background knowledge. Somebody here knows that story very well. There was a role I wanted somebody that I know to get. There was one of the companies that I sit on their board. And there was a particular role that they were recruiting for at that time. And I wanted somebody that I knew to get that role. But I wanted to do workplace politics. I didn't want to impose. I wanted the person to apply like every other person. And when you send mail to that company, there's a particular pool that the CVs go to. Then once that pool has edited and cross-checked through all the CVs, they will now send it to me for final checks. Then I'll now bring out some sets, and then I'll now send it to the management where I told this person, send the CV. The person that knows the story is already laughing. I told the person, send this CV. The person sent it the first time. The person who was to vetted the pool, didn't send me any CV. And this person, I know this person to be somebody who's very excellent. The person has won at least 6 grants. That is how excellent the person is. And I'll call the person again. The first pool of CVs have gotten to me. I didn't see your CV. Why? Send your CV again. The person sent the CV again. The next batch, the next pool came to me. I didn't see. Because of this one person, that's another thing about favor, about workplace politics. I delayed I delayed worthy candidates because of this one person that I knew. And I did not want to do partiality or whatever. I wanted the person to come in there. And then eventually the person sent the third time. Now the person who was vetting the pool now said it in the comments. This person has been sending CVs. I just decided to add it. Sincerely speaking, the moment I saw that CV, I was disappointed. I called that person straight up and I was like, what nonsense did you? No wonder your CV didn't get into the pool all this while. I yabbed the person and I said, come, send me your CV now. Let me help you edit it. And I quickly edited the CV. And I said, now, resend this CV. Somebody, my wife was there, when I was on the call with the management and we were going through the CV of that person, and said, this CV, this person looks like he has some things, but this CV is nonsense. Let us discard it. I said it myself. This is the person I wanted to get the job. Because the CV was nonsense, truly. And I told the person to resend the CV I did for the person, and I sent to the person, yeah, now resend this CV. The moment the person resend the CV, the CEO just, this person, no wonder this person has been sending CV since. This person's portfolio, he choke, he make. Guess what? Guess who got the job? Now, without partiality now, when we did the interview, luckily this person came out number one. I knew this person could come out number one. But the CV was the first thing that will make the person qualify for interview. We had 5 other worthy people. For that role, we needed 2 people for that role. And we had 5 other worthy people. But the CV did not allow this person, whatever, didn't allow me to get access to the representation of the CV. Didn't make me to see it after all the screening. So my talk is this. If your CV is not good, even if you are good, you won't get the job. Look at the person had to send CV 5 times. And that is because of politics. This is a true life story. The person that thing is related to is in this meeting now. True life story. All right, so your CV is you. Your CV is you. So, like I said, you see here, I said, craft a killer CV that beats the system before the system beats you. The system is after just one thing, to beat you. That's what the system is all about. The system wants to beat you. So draft a killer system that beats the system before the system beats you. All right, so, and let me say this, there's something now that we call the ATS, Application Tracking System. For any organization, a large number of organizations now, before people like me get access to CVs now, an application would have first of all screened CVs. So there are things now that we use. There's a rating that you can use to rate your CV. So I can do this. I'll give you an advice. Once upon a time, the Youth Fellowship did CV revamping. And I don't know if we might be able to do that anymore. But one thing. Once upon a time, background story, I used to do CV revamping for free, but now I no longer have the time. So, sincerely speaking, I would have taken up the job that would have helped to do CV revamping. But the truth of the matter is that I don't have the time anymore. So, but now let me give us a quick way that we can do. But let me give us an expo. Let me give us an expo on how we can go about this. Now, if you go to ChatGPT, there's a part under ChatGPT that is roast my CV. Now, if you go to ChatGPT, there's a part under ChatGPT that says root my CV. Now, upload your CV and tell it to roast your CV. There's an overall score it will give you. ChatGPT is going to give you your score based on the present ATS tracking system. That's the application tracking system. Now, if your score is below 70, no ATS application will ever accept your CV. No ATS application will ever accept your CV. So try that, roast my CV, go to ChatGPT, tell it to roast your CV. If your CV scores 70, you are still at risk. For you to be on point, your CV must be 75 and above with ChatGPT. And let me tell you for a fact, if your CV is 80 or 90, you will be ranked higher in any ATS than somebody who is 75. All right, so that being said, so I'll be closing with this. So as we move on, there are three V's that you must always remember in this phase of our lives. There are three V's that we must always remember in this phase of our life. And number one is vision. So know where you're going, don't just drift. Know where you're going, don't just drift. Now, let me say, have you? Okay. Know your vision, don't just drift. It is very important that now, if I'm working into any organization and I want to talk to any organization or I want to work with any organization, now, I confidently don't tell any organization that I want to work for you. The reason is that my ability is beyond me working for an organization. Now I work with organizations. Once I come in and I bring in the offer that I have, automatically they themselves just elevate me to the management level or the directorate level. Now, and this started because I have a vision. Now, I'm already way past my time, but I would have given us a quick background story. But my vision didn't start all clear. It didn't start all clear. I didn't have it all figured out. And presently, I still don't have it all figured out. But at every new stage, every order that you climb, I always say something. Some of us here have been in some of my trainings outside of the church, some of my paid trainings outside of the church. And I would always say that in every problem, there's a solution. And every solution gives birth to a new problem. That's how life is. You cross a hurdle, there's a problem in front. You cross that hurdle, there's a new problem. So life is like weed being in eggshells. So many eggshells. You break free from the first eggshell, there's a new eggshell, and on and on and on and on. So number one is V, on that V is vision, and I said, no way you're going, don't just drift. So don't be a software developer today, and then tomorrow you are in business operations, and then next tomorrow you're a chemist, and then whatever. It's okay not to have it all figured out, but be focused. Number two, V is value. Keep improving yourself. I've said this a couple of times in the course of this meeting that the world pays for value, pays for results. So second V is value. Always make sure that you're valuable at every time. Make sure that you're valuable. Now, I was told about this meeting on Wednesday. Normally, I don't like to take bookings anything less than a week before the event. But why did I decide to take this? It's not because of anything. It's because of two things. I'm selfish. Why am I talking to us today? Is other than the fact that I'm training you about career talk, I'm selfish because I want more people to know about Mr. 10X. That's why I'm here. So, what are your reasons? Yeah, that should be your value. If you feel that I could have turned it down and said, ah, you're just telling me on Wednesday, this. But that's foolishness indirectly. Because I've turned down the opportunity of over 20 people knowing about Mr. 10X, who probably didn't know about Mr. 10X before. A lot of us would have been seeing me before, probably have never taken note of me. But after today, you cannot forget my face. You cannot forget most likely things that we're spoken about today. Your respect level for me is going to change after this meeting. Right? Now that's me being selfish. I knew this before I accepted, and that is why I accepted. That is value. Huh? That's God. Good, exactly. So you see, in life, you have to be selfish, but be selfish for the right reasons. So when you are reading, when you are improving on your knowledge, be selfish. Don't learn because you just want to learn. Learn because you want to take advantage and you want to be better than every other person. Now, I can tell you quotes from more than 50 books, not because I enjoy reading, but because when I talk, I look like somebody that, this guy is sabi. So the third V is visibility. I mentioned that earlier. Let people see the good work you do and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Yeah. So hide your laziness, but don't hide your excellence. All right. So be visible. Everybody is perfect online. You too, you can be perfect online. You too, you should be perfect online. Remember, you too can be perfect online. You too should be perfect online. Nobody cares about your laziness. Nobody cares about the flaws that have happened to you. Nobody cares about the mishaps that have happened. What everybody cares about online is your success story. It is not wise in 2025 that you want to post a picture about you on LinkedIn and you're posting a picture that is not fine. When we have AI, Gemini, and code that you can use to generate a beautiful AI picture of yourself. Do we understand? So it's not wisdom that because you look at your phone and the best picture you have is not so good, but because let me shall use it like that. So I started a love campaign recently about AI, and I probably have like 50 new pictures of myself that are not me. But that's what it takes now. So you see any of my picture on LinkedIn now, look at where there's one particular picture. If you see that picture, sincerely, you think that it was in Impact House I snapped that picture. Because, guy, come on, AI don't go far. AI don't go far. I don't want to go too far with it. Does this not look like the front of church? It does, right? It's for some of us that want to just, if you can see it from afar. Does this not look like front of church? Doesn't it look like? Now AI picture with that. I just gave it my face and I just said, oh yeah, do me a picture. So wisdom is profitable to direct, yeah? And you're going to see this picture probably very soon on LinkedIn and you say, hey, man, I like when this Eva suit, it makes sense. I could like buy this kind of suit. You know, no say why no get 10 cover for pocket. All right, so be visible. And I'll use this opportunity again to talk about the 10X pre-conference that is coming up November 8th. So I really would love for each of us to join. So you could we're going to share the link on the group. So please, it's on the group right now. Makes sense. That's good. All right. So please just register. It's a free conference, but you have to pay for you to join in. A lot of great speakers are going to be there. We'll be talking about how to make profit from day one in your business and in your life. So in conclusion, your certificate may get you a seat at the table, but your value will keep you there. And your attitude will what? We keep raising the chair. We have the slides already, right? Okay. Now, once again, I'd like us to remember that your boss is what? All right. So in any training that I do, whether it is in a church or in a mosque or in a shrine or in an office, I always end all my trainings with the same conclusion, which we can all see now. And it's taken from the book of Philippians, chapter 4, and verse what? Verse 8. All right. So, and it says, can we all take it together? No, we're not there, we're not there, we're not there, we're not there, we're not there. Are we there? If we're there, if we're there, if we're there, if we're there. All right, if we're there, I would like us to speak up loud and clear. 1, 2, go. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Can we take it again? Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, you should do what? Think on these things. So, brothers and sisters, if the things that are spoken about today are true, if they are honest, if they are just, they are lovely, they are pure, if they are going to give you good reports in your workplace, if they have virtue in them, and if they're going to bring praises and promotion to you at the workplace, what should you do? What should you do? All right, so please think on them. Thank you very much. My name is Ayooluwa Oladele, Mr. Tenex. Can I hear you say Mr. Tenex? Thank you. All right, so question and answers are over to the management. I would like to thank, I should have started with that. I would like to thank the management of Young Adult Fellowship for this opportunity. It's a privilege, and I hope we really enjoyed ourselves. Did we enjoy ourselves? Yes, all right, thank you so much for the opportunity.